what actually happens when you do fall off? You don't lose your strength, you don't lose your ability, you don't lose your knowledge, you just lose that trigger and the behavior connection. So you lose, for example, you're in a different environment, you lose that safety, sort of that trigger to then activate that cue. So this is because behavior is actually tied to context, like we mentioned, and when the context that you're in changes, your behavior also changes. So your habit doesn't break, it's just no longer triggered, which is why you see when you go on holiday, it's so much easier not to go to the gym, it's so much easier not to eat as healthy as you would eat, it's easier not to like read, etc., etc.
And it's also like when you come back from holiday, a lot of the time, if you've already been in a consistent routine, you'll find that as soon as you're back in holiday, you're triggered again by your
back from holiday.
What did I say?
Back in holiday.
Oh, back from holiday. I meant to say you're back in your environment that triggers then those cues. So you're back in your old habits.
Yes. So what do you think disappears first then? Is it the motivation or is it the structure?
The structure.
But do you think that...
Oh, in what sense? If you change environment? Or if we're just talking about like why
you fall off?
Oh, definitely the motivation. Yeah, sorry, I thought it was about changing environments. No, I think it's definitely the motivation.
Because then I think the trigger starts to weaken. The less you repeat it, so the less motivated you are, and the louder the mental noises in your head, where that discipline comes in, then the easier it is to then weaken that structure that you've already got set in place. Sorry, I interrupted.
No, that's basically exactly what I was going to say. So do you think falling off is real or is just a loss of environment?
I think it's both.
Yeah.
I think there are different ways that you can fall off. I think changing your environment is a massive factor and can play a really big role, but I feel like there can also be external things. For example, I guess it is still your environment, but more so like internal.
Yeah, that's what
environment, if you can say that.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I was just thinking about it. Like, if I was to stop a habit, it would probably be because the reward is not big enough for me, as in maybe I'm not seeing enough progress. So I just stop it altogether rather than actually just adapting the habit. Oh my God, the habit.
No, that makes sense. So looking at the, like you mentioned, the loop, the reward part of things after the behavior happens, if that doesn't feel rewarding or worthy as much, then the whole loop, then I mean, it kind of means that the loop doesn't conclude. So then you start to weaken that link.
Yeah.
We'll put it up again, but it will weaken that link between the reward and the cue, and then the loop starts to weaken.
Got an analogy for that?
Mm-hmm.
Say you're on a roundabout. I personally find roundabouts very difficult to navigate, but I can't do it. I actually I get so stressed. So you signal one way, and then you have to Anyway, but say you're on a roundabout.
Driving 101.
Yeah, say it's going around like this. If there's like traffic lights, there's 3 traffic lights on the roundabout. And then if it's, this is so fun. If it's
I feel like you've done another roundabout analogy in one of our previous episodes.
Anyway, basically, if there's a breakdown in part of the roundabout, it's going to cause a blockage and there's no longer merely a circle.
Yeah, if there's a barrier, an obstacle, and that could be
a
mental.
Blockage.
Yeah. And then I guess the same way, if you go round another roundabout in a different environment, it takes a while for you to build up the same confidence.
What? No.
Never, moving on. So then you've fallen off, whether it's due to your environment, whether it's due to your internal environment. Well, we could call it the external and the internal environment then.
I think many people would call it that, but yeah.
Okay, we're calling it that.